Hi, thank you for watching this video. Well, this video is with spoilers. I already put it in the title, but I'm gonna repeat it again. I'm gonna talk about the ending and many things throughout the movie. Okay, so the theme of redemption is very strong in the movie, right from the beginning. The protagonist has a very strong sense of guilt because he explained that he couldn't be present for the death of his own son. He was in a mission and he couldn't be there, and he feels that he couldn't rescue his own son. He has a very strong sense of guilt and he wants to redeem himself. We don't see that at the beginning, but we can see the fact that he doesn't care about living or dying. What's the first scene of the movie? That, you know, this guy is looking at a cliff. I don't know if that's the ocean or a lake, but this guy is looking at a cliff and he's very high. I'm gonna jump here. No, forget it. I'm not gonna jump. And he goes back to his buddy, and then we see Chris Hemsworth, Tyler Rake, he's just taking a nap, and probably he hurt him. He wakes up, and what's the first thing he does? He just walks towards the cliff. He probably heard what he said, and he doesn't care. He jumps, and everybody's like, oh my God, where did he go, He doesn't care about living or dying, but when he falls, and he falls deep into the lake or the ocean, we see that he's at the bottom of the water, or the sea, whatever, and he's meditating. He's in the Zen zone. He's controlling his breathing. He's apart from the world. He feels like in the Zen zone down there. This is important. Stay with that scene because I'm gonna bring this up later on this video. Okay, so he gets the mission. He has to save this kid. And even at the beginning of the mission, one of the first scenes is that this bad guy puts a gun in his head. And again, he doesn't even flinch. He doesn't care if the guy pulls the trigger or not. He's already dead while living. He doesn't care. He's just completing this mission for whatever reasons, but he doesn't flinch with the gun is in his head. He rescues the kid, right? He rescues the kid. He saves him from these bad guys. And then the kid and Chris Hemsworth, Tyler Rake, they form a connection. A critical scene in the movie is in the middle part when the kid is about to go to sleep, and Tyler Rake is next to him, and the kid starts asking him questions, and that's when Tyler Rake tells the audience about the story of his kid. Right before this point, we just thought that this was a cool hero, a cool guy. He doesn't care, jumping the cliff, whatever. But now we understand why is it that he has this death wish. Why is it that he doesn't care about living or dying? Why is he the way that he is? A lot of critics are saying that this movie has no depth. That it's very action-oriented. It has a lot of explosions, a lot of deaths, but it's very weak. It's very hollow. It doesn't have a depth to the characters, to the story. And this video is kind of trying to explain this little depth of the character. The character has this sense of guilt, and he wants to redeem himself through saving the kid, because this is the point where he promises the kid that he's gonna take care of him. He's gonna look after his life. He's gonna save him in some way. He feels that through saving the kid, through looking after the life of the kid, he might be able to redeem himself. He might be able to save the kid. He couldn't save his own son, but he makes it a mission to save the life of the kid. This is very strong. This is very important in the motivation of the character. That's why from that point forward, Chris Hemsworth, Tyler Rake, feels very strong about saving the kid. He even, almost kills his own friend in trying to save the kid. And that's why at the end, the ending scene, the scene, in the bridge, where the final scene of the confrontation, Chris Hemsworth has they shot him like 5 times, and he's like almost dying. And the kid, the kid also, feels the connection with Chris Hemsworth, because probably this is the only man that looked after his life more than anybody else, including his own father. They have this strong connection. And Tyler Rake gave his life for the kid. Now he feels that he can die. He always wanted to die, but at least now he feels that he gave his life for somebody else, so he can die in peace, right? So he's in the bridge, and then he falls, and then we see him fall into the river. And is he dead, or did he die, or he didn't die? I mean, we just saw him going, in the water. I think the camera angle is from the bottom. He falls on the river, and that's where the scene ends. We don't see him anymore, and then everybody starts crying, and he's dead, and But what do we see right after that point? We see the kid, Obi. Sorry, I didn't mention his name before. Obi. We see Obi, and he's in a pool, right? He's in the pool, and he does exactly the same thing that Tyler Rake did at the beginning of the movie. He goes up to the highest platform, almost exactly like Chris Hemsworth did, and he jumps. And he jumps to the pool. He goes down into the pool, into the water. And he does exactly the same thing that Tyler Rake did. He's inside the water, and he's looking at himself. He tries to meditate or doing something. He just feels comfortable deep in the water, as if there was a scene that we never saw, that maybe Tyler Rake told Obi, hey man, if you ever feel like, desperate about the world, hey, you can go inside the water, stay down there, start meditating, hey, everything is gonna be all right. We never saw that scene, but it looks like that scene happened. And then the kid, Obi, jumps from the water, and what do we see? This is the question, probably this is why you started watching this video. We see like a silhouette, right behind the kid, in the back. We don't see him because it's out of focus, but we see somebody there. We don't know who it is. Maybe it's Chris Hemsworth, maybe it's not, but that's exactly where blink, the movie ends. And we don't know. We don't know who is he. Is that Chris Hemsworth? What happened? Okay, so there are two theories in this part, okay? First theory, this is just a symbolism, Have you ever heard people saying all the time, hey, I feel like my dead grandfather is always with me. He's always, accompanying me. He goes with me wherever I go. But when I make a big decision, I always feel his presence. He's right next to me all the time. I can feel him, right? A lot of people say those things, So this is something like that. This is just proof. It's a symbolism that the presence of Tyler Rake, the man who saved this kid's life, is always going to be present to him, and the kid is always going to feel the presence of the man who saved his life, and it's a symbolism. First explanation. Second explanation, it's him. He didn't die. The training at the beginning that I told you that he was insane, controlling his breathing inside the well. Well, yeah, it paid off. Maybe he fell into the river and he started doing this in the river, He had like five shot wounds, in him, but, he started meditating and he saved his life. That's Chris Hemsworth. That's Tyler Rake. He survived the fall. He survived everything, and he's gonna be with him. If you ask me, I don't even think the director or the writer know if he's dead or alive. I just think that they did that to create conversation, to create, to have an open ending, to make it interesting. And they left themselves an open window. If they want to continue the story, hey, let's do this just to leave the window open. Let's see what happens. And it paid off. It worked for them, because on various media, it has been reported that Netflix is already interested in doing a second part, in doing an Extraction, a sequel from this movie. And they have already. They don't even have to explain anything. The guy is there. Chris Hemsworth was right there. So they don't have to make a big explanation how come Chris Hemsworth is still in the second part. He's right there. So they left themselves a big window to continue the story. If you ask me, what's my opinion? Yeah, I think he didn't die. I think that's Chris Hemsworth. I think that they're gonna make a sequel to this movie, and he's right there. They don't have to explain they can continue with the story. I don't think the kid is gonna be there, but Chris Hemsworth is gonna be there, and there's gonna be maybe another Extraction, another movie, and then they're gonna have to change the character curve of the character of Tyler Rake. But yeah, to me, if you ask my opinion, yeah, he survived the fall. So thank you for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up. Follow me on my YouTube channel. Follow me on my Instagram account, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.